सविशालबुद्धे अरविन्दाय तपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्ण प्रज्वलितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीप। ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ध्यानमूलं गुरुर्मूर्तिः पूजामूलं गुरोः पदम् मन्त्रमूलं गुरुर्वाक्यं मोक्षमूलं गुरोः कृपा। ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, कृष्ण भगवान की जय, गीता माता की जय। हरि ओम। Do you know anything about Gita?
Yeah, I've read it before, but
We are going through Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, and yesterday we saw the 7th sloka, stanza, which says, Jada jada hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatpanam srijamyaham. Whenever there is decline of righteousness, O Arjuna, and rise of unrighteousness, then I manifest myself. On this yesterday we were discussing. Dharma, of course, has got many different definitions, and here we can say law and order, or righteousness means the good behavior. In a shortcut we can say good behavior which never harms others nor yourself, which is not harmful for yourself and for others, that universally we can take as dharma. And whatever is harmful for you or others, that is called adharma. And what is harmful and what is harmlessness, that also should be clear. So good or harmless or right, all these terms have different meanings in different times, situation, conditions, surroundings. It changes its meaning. Every word has a different meaning in different situations. But universally we can take whatever is helpful for you and for others in attaining your aim. That is good, that is right, that is harmless. And again, what is the definition of your aim? Morning we were discussing, aim also differs from time to time, from situation to situations. Sometimes we have temporary goals and there will be some universal goal which everybody has to attend. Directly or indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, anyhow or other, you have to achieve that aim. That is the absolute steadiness, absolute equilibrium. And that also we have discussed yesterday. We do everything not to do it again. We end in the end. End means not doing anything. Whatever you do, you end it somehow or other, sometime or other. That is the last goal of everyone, directly or indirectly. So, that means also universally, the universal equilibrium. That means that is the truth. So, knowingly or unknowingly, or directly or indirectly, anyway, everybody has to go back home. That is our sweet home for every being, every being. We have started from our sweet home and we shall reach it in the end. It may take some time for someone, it may be less time for some others. That depends upon time, situations and conditions. But finally one has to go back home. Wherever you have started from, you will reach that in the end. So this is whatever helps you in this way, in your way to achieve the highest goal, that is universally good and harmless and that is known as non-violence, that is known as righteousness, honesty, and that is known as truthfulness, everything. That should be directed towards the absolute truth. That is the absolute equilibrium state. So, now when there is decline in righteousness, what is righteousness and unrighteousness? From this we have some little understanding, righteousness and unrighteousness. And how it happens? We know the process. Many times we have discussed here also in Gita, so many times we have discussed. When the equilibrium is disturbed, then disturbance is known as nature. And nature is responsible for this visible creation, invisible also, visible, invisible, everything. Creation and protection and destruction, everything is under the clutches of the nature. Nature is disturbance only. Disturbance means actions and reactions, cause and effect, the triads, the doer, done and doing process, and all the changing phenomena, and thereby creating differences and thereby creating confusion or some misunderstandings, and thereby everywhere it is misunderstood. Everything is misunderstood because it changes. So thereby we are in delusion. We don't have any clarity anywhere in any way. This is called the nature. That means basically the imbalanced state is created by the nature, and the first imbalance is seen in the three qualities, sattva, rajas and tamas. One from different angles, three-dimensional picture. One thing, when you see from different angles, you see differently. So this is the work of nature. And now, why does it create? Because it is the nature of nature. This is called nature. There is no question of why. And what happens then? Then every misbalance is aimed at and prompted by balanced state only. Where there is balancedness, then only you can see misbalanced state. So without balanced state, there is no misbalanced state. If we comparatively see the speed of a car, we compare with the temporarily steady road, then only we know the speed of the car. Road temporarily at that time when we compare the speed, that is stable, but it is not eternally stable. So in this way, when we compare the motion with the steady state, then only we know what is speed. And change. Change is called speed. It is called action also. And reaction also. Everything is under the process of change. And change is possible when over the platform of unchanging platform. That is possible only. So, what does nature do? Imbalancing and balancing again. This we should not forget. Everything. Say, there is a landslide. Some portion of the mountain has fallen down. Of course, it has been seen by everyone. But what do you mean by it? The low becomes high and the height becomes low. Is that not the meaning of keeping balance? This is clearly seen in the small fountains in the top of the Himalayas, in small valleys. There will be a big hollow place, and from both the sides, from all the sides, the soil, by melting the snow or by rainwater or by any way, the portion of the mountain top comes down and slowly it fills up. That is the work of nature. That means low and high both should come to one level. That is the work of nature. So everywhere, though the misbalance is created by nature, the purpose is to bring it to balance. So this is how, if the decline in righteousness is seen, it should be controlled by making it balanced by nature. But sometimes nature fails. Sometimes, in rare cases, when it is uncontrollable, then of course somebody else has to come to the risk. That is what happens sometimes, occasionally, where the absolute balanced state, that is called the truth, or the supremo, has to handle down, take in his hands. That's how incarnations happen. The Supreme has to take some names and forms. That means he has to come under the rules of nature to keep a balance. That is known as incarnation of Lord. And there is purpose. Purpose is to bring up balance. Nothing else. That is what Lord Krishna says. Not only Ram, many other incarnations we see. And sometimes the incarnation has to come with that capability which can make the balance. With that portion of the Almighty Lord has to manifest, then only it can keep a balance. So Lord Krishna came down to incarnate with 16 kalas, that means with the full might, with the full power. So he is always aware of his own state. And that's how he said, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjana tanyaham vetha sarvani nattam vetha parantapa. I have passed several lives in this way, which I know everything in detail. Whereas Arjuna, being limited being, you have also passed so many lives, but you are not aware of it, you have forgotten everything, whereas I am aware of everything, everything at my hand, here and now. And how one can have this presence of mind, we have discussed it many times. Today also we are discussing, when you have the all-round vision, uninterrupted vision, unlimited vision, then everything is at your hand, here and now. There is no time. You go beyond time, space, and causations, and everything is now only, here only, and before you only. So in that condition, he becomes the Almighty, omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. That is the, though there is no quality, yet from our vision we can see that is the quality of the Absolute. In this way, Lord says, whenever there is decline of righteousness, O Arjuna, and rise of unrighteousness, then I manifest myself. Paritrana, what will be the purpose? By keeping up balance. How to keep up balance? Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. When the need of the time comes, demand of the time, I incarnate myself for the purpose of keeping balance by destroying the unrighteousness and helping the righteousness. That's the only method. For the protection of the good, we have seen now what is good. For the destruction of the wicked, means wrongs, and for the establishment of righteousness, I am born in every age. Every age means where there is a need. Sadhu Nam, the good who lead a life of righteousness. He is called Sadhu, who utilize their bodies in the service of humanity, who are free from selfishness, lust and greed, and who devote their lives to divine contemplation. Of course, this is from the common point of view. From other angle we can see it. Who is called sadhu? Yesterday also we have discussed a little. Manasyekam, isn't it? We were discussing Manasyekam, Vachasyekam, Karmanyekam, Mahatmanam. Mahatma, sadhu, saint, all these are synonymous terms. Whatever he thinks and whatever he thinks, he expresses it in the speech. Whatever he speaks, he does it in action. So when the thought, speech and action coincide with each other, such a person is known as sadhu. And indirectly, when it coincides with each other, all the three states, what do you mean? There is balance. So who keep up balance? Who keeps up balance? He is called a sadhu or Mahatma saint or a righteous man, a good man. Any way you can name him. But the state is to be understood. One who helps in all respects the balance, and that is what we were discussing now. One who never interrupts in the other's affairs and who is not interruption for himself also. He is called a good man. And who harms others and himself, he is called a bad man. So, whose speech, thoughts, speech and deeds coincide with each other, he is called a saint, Mahatma, and the opposite is a rogue, Duratma. And again we can see from still other angle of vision, this goodness of others, selflessness, we may call selfless man, or doing good to others, and why he should do good to others? Why he should not disturb others? You see, from other angle, the whole world is one only, one family. Why? Because any events happen, any action is done, for that the whole world has to take part in it. For example, if you do something that has impact on everyone around you and till the end of the universe, it has influence. For example, say some children are sitting in a circle, close up, close to each other, and you went and get a push to one somewhere. What will happen?
Everyone will get pushed.
Everyone will get that push, and the last will give a push to the first. That's how the whole universe, because it is in a cycle, everything is in cycle. So if you do something, it will come to you in the end. So doing good to others means you are doing good to yourself. So you are bound to do good to others because you are selfish. In right way, we can say helping others is selfishness. And helping yourself, that also is achieved by helping others, because you are a part and parcel of the whole family. Say something is brought by the family head from the bazaar. Will everybody in the family enjoy it, or only he will enjoy? Whatever comes to the family, it is enjoyed by everyone. On this basis only it is said, Isavasyam idagam sarvam yat kinchid jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha. You should share it with others, and then only you have got right to enjoy it. Why? Because sharing with others means you are sharing with yourself. If the whole body should be in order, you have to look after every part of the body. If any part of the body is disturbed, the whole body is disturbed. So to keep up health of even a single finger, you have to look for the health of the whole body. And on the other hand, if somewhere a part of the body is disturbed or it is suffering, the whole body suffers. Does it not happen?
Yes.
So similarly, the whole universe is one only. So not only you should do good to the human beings, but all the beings, even a small blade of grass should not be disturbed by you. Then it is very hard to live. For everything we depend upon others, isn't it? We have to sow some crop and yield it, cut it. When we have to disturb it, we create, we protect, and we destroy it in the end. As a farmer, So how can you live without destroying anything? It is impossible. So for everything there are rules and regulations. For everything. Even to walk, you have to follow some rules and regulations. When you get up from the bed, you have to follow some rules and regulations. When you breathe, when you eat, when you see, all your actions are under the control of the nature. So every moment you have to pray the nature, and particular objects, beg excuse, beg pardon. You are going to disturb. Without disturbing others, you cannot live your life. Because every action is a disturbance. So whatever you do, you create disturbance only in the nature. So everything you must be aware of. So what to do? How to live our lives? There is some concession. Some concession is given to everyone, to every being. You see, to keep up your life, whatever is where needs, that you can have with politeness, with humility, with begging permission from others, you can disturb it. When you sit, come late and enter into the crowd and sit, you want to hear the lecturer in the front, you go to the front and create a place. Do you not beg excuse from the people?
Yes.
Please, please, please. So in that way you have the right to have your place in this universe. And of course everybody is given concession. You can live your life to help the nature, not to disturb the nature. And you should use that much of objects needed barely for your protection of the life, that you have got right. And that right also with the proper way. And beyond that, you have to pay for it. This whole world is nothing but a business place. Transaction. Give something and take something. Give something and take something. This is a business center. So, you should have some gain. You should not lose anything. So this is the gain. The minimum disturbance you are allowed to do in the nature, only for the purpose of your life. And beyond that, you are not allowed. That is to be understood. Or else life is impossible. You can do nothing. So, sadhu is he who lives in this way, a life of complete, limited and harmless and selfish as well as selfless, selflessly selfish, selflessly selfish life. Helping everyone, sharing with everyone and enjoying his own part, his own share. In this way, one has to live a life. Then only he is known as a good man, sadhu. And from other meaning also, sadhnoti parkaryani. It is sadhu. Sadhayati. Sadhayati means does something. And what does he do? Parakaryani. Helping others. One who helps others, he is known as sadhu. Still from other angle, sadhnoti, who observes. Observes means all the rules and regulations. One who observes all the rules and regulations, he is called sadhu. Little misbalance will make you a rogue. So life is not so easy. Hanji. Enjoying doing anything and everything, whatever we like. Your choice is under control of everybody's choice. Yes. You are alive because everybody is there around you in this universe. Why? Because you are dependent on everyone in every sense, in all the time, in all situations. You are dependent on others. You are not free. Where is then freedom? Freedom is only in oneness. Or else, two means there is dependency. That is what I was telling you. Two means there is comparison, there is business, something to give and something to get. And there is comparison, there is relativity, there is dependency in every sense. So when you attend that oneness, that is in other words, that is the balanced state, absolute equilibrium, then only you have right to enjoy you do enjoy your freedom. Or else, two means you have to be in your limit. If you cross your limit, others will be bound to cross your limit. There is a vacancy. So others will enter into your territory. So what is the purpose? Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya. To keep up balance. Sambhavami yuge yuge, in every age I am born. Diskritam, evildoers, just opposite, who lead a life of unrighteousness, who break the laws of the society, who are vain and are dishonest and greedy, who injure others, who take possession of others' properties. Magriddha kasya svidhanam. Don't have eye upon others' property. Who take possession of others' property, of others by force, and who commit atrocious crimes of various sorts. Crime means to injure other or to harm others in any way. So in this way, to destroy these evildoers and to support the good doers, good people, by that keeping up a balance in the society, in the nature, and keeping the harmony in the society, I do incarnate at the time of need, in the time, from time to time. This is my purpose of incarnation. So, I think tomorrow we shall see further. The time, tomorrow we shall see Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma na eti mam eti sorjuna. Tomorrow we shall see it elaborately, but for just starting, he who thus knows in their true light my divine birth and actions, having abandoned the body, is not born again. He comes to me, O Arjuna, because he knows me in true sense, in true light. He knows me, how I act, how I appear and disappear, for what purpose. One who knows all these details on me, he comes to me only. After his casting out this body, physical body, he comes to me only. How it happens, we shall see tomorrow from every angle. Hari Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasisate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadguru Bhagavan ki jai, Satchidananda Bhagavan ki jai, Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Gita Mata ki jai. Hari Om.